local citizens and visitors. Barry, you are considered a citizen.
Thank God. I have nothing to say until I'll wait till the first item on the agenda. I'll listen to what you have to say.
Thank you. Alleged violation of open meeting law by Barry. I believe that, well, I can read this whole thing. We both have pages of it that we have read. Do you want me to read this for the... I didn't turn this on.
Uh-oh.
That's all right.
Start
over. We introduced all those present. We asked for any appearances by local citizens, and there was none. Barry wants to speak when his time comes, and we're now at the alleged violation of the open meeting law by Barry. Do you want me to read this for the record, or do we just introduce it to the record? What would you guys like to do?
It was read by Barry at the last
meeting?
meeting.
Okay.
Correct. I don't think we need to go over it again.
All right, fine. So he is in this alleging that open meeting law was violated after the meeting was closed, and the discussion with the people that were present still was going on. In looking at the open meeting law and what it is intended to do is to protect the voters and the citizens of the town from select boards doing things outside of open meeting or complete disclosure or whatever, so that everything is done on the up and up. So I look at that law and I said, okay, now I need to apply that to the alleged violation. So I watched the video, I listened to the tape, and I read the law. And I have a problem with, I understand what open meeting law is and what discussions occur during open meeting. But after the meeting closes, does it still reflect the open meeting law? And I mean, as a violation of it. And what I'm trying to say is that discussions between the select board, you, me, with the public present listening, and does that qualify as a violation of the open meeting law? And then I try to relate it to other meetings, in fact, select board, not the town meeting, which is coming up right off. And there's an agenda for town meeting. It's already going to be published, to the citizens. And we go to that town meeting, and as a select board, we get there early. And it's to have discussion with residents and taxpayers and whatever they want. So we sit there and we talk to people. Is that a violation of open meeting law? We're in the room present. Somebody could be up talking to us, and they could just be talking to us about the weather. Could be talking to us about a new car they bought, or they could be talking to us about how they could get the bid to put the new water meters in.
That's where you get in trouble, right there. You can talk to them about anything you want.
Excuse me.
Yes. Okay, I'm helping. All right. Remind me to comment on that point right there.
Thank you. So what is construed is what is visible from anybody in the audience. So if real Durashi came up to Jerry and I, and we're sitting at the table kind of having a discussion, somebody could construe that as a violation of the open meeting law. They don't know what we're talking about.
That's right.
They have no idea. They could allege a complaint that we were having a discussion, and then it's up to us to prove that what we were talking about was the weather. Okay, so I'm taking this all the way up through on how I wanted to vote for this. I'm looking at this complaint, and I'm looking at was a violation of the open meeting law. And it's gray to me. Now, this is just my personal discussions on this. You guys can chime in after I'm done. So I look at this and the meeting closes and Jerry says, on tape that, that these questions are out of our control. And I make a motion to close the meeting. Rick seconds it, the meeting closes. We get up, we start picking up the chairs and taking care of them. And discussion from the residents that are here, which is Barry and Ernest, are still asking questions. And, number one, when the meeting adjourned, the video kept playing and it has us recorded as answering the questions of the voters. Now, is that a select board meeting off to the side, having a discussion amongst themselves and conducting business outside of the purview of the voters? I don't believe so. To me, the voters are here. The residents are here. Are we having a discussion amongst ourselves without the public involved? And I don't think we were, because I heard Rick ask a question, or try to answer a question. I had Jerry try to answer a question, and there's still questions that did not get answered, but that it ended. And now, because we spoke to the residents after the meeting closed, is that a violation of open meeting law? And I, this is my personal thing, feel it is not. And that is the way that I will vote for this.
Is that any different than a resident coming to my house saying, I've got a problem?
No, because, and this is where it's an issue with us. We are a 3-member board.
Correct.
Any two of us present in a room together could be construed as a violation of the open meeting law, because we are a quorum.
But wouldn't,
So if I was at your house, Rick, that's a violation of open meeting law.
Only if we're talking about business, town business.
Right, but if somebody drove by and saw my truck parked in your dooryard and they wanted to allege a complaint, they can.
So they can allege anything.
That's correct. That's why we're here today.
Yeah.
but,
Okay.
I mean, as long as you don't vote on anything or make any decisions or anything like that, common sense says you just, sometimes you have to talk to know about things.
That is correct. That's where I see if when we're talking and we are in an open meeting and we are addressing the agenda and motions are made and seconded and votes are taken, it's all in the open.
Correct.
And if I saw that happening outside of a meeting where you and I, Jerry, had said, yep, I think we ought to pave this road and we're going to take care of it. Not open to the public.
No, that's wrong. That's wrong.
Direct violation.
I've had people come to my house and say, I've got a problem with this. It might be the road commissioner, it might be whoever. And I'll tell them, we have a meeting the first Thursday of every month. Be at the meeting. I've had people say they don't have time. Then you don't have a problem. That's just what I tell them. If you can't come to, it's a 3-member board. You want us to make a decision. That's when we meet. That's when it's warned. That's when we take care of it. Otherwise, until then, we can't. Unless it's an emergency of some sort.
See, going to a 5-member board would soften that, because any two could get together and talk,
Right.
and
Not
it
a
would
quorum.
not be a quorum. See, and then but because it's 3, we're held to a higher standard.
Well,
In fact, when the new truck, just to throw this, came, and we were invited up to see it up there,
Yeah.
I don't know if that was a warned meeting.
You posing it's not?
So the 3 of us stopped in to look at the brand new truck that we might be interested in purchasing.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden it shows up. We bought it. Did we buy it outside of a warrant meeting?
no, we did it.
No. Bought it here.
Right. But it could be
Oh,
construed.
Yes.
See?
Yep.
That's where it is the issue.
Yeah.
If there's something that's been recorded, like Barry recorded us, questions being answered to the public, it's kind of cut and dry for me in that no business happened outside of a warrant meeting.
Right.
I agree.
So that's where I'm coming from.
And I still got a problem with being taped and not told.
Yes.
That's another issue.
That's a whole nother issue. But, so, I guess I'll make a motion relative to the violation of open meeting law. Did it occur or not? A vote of yes would mean that it did occur, and a vote of no would mean that it did not occur.
Hang on a second.
Can I
Steve made a
say
motion-
something before you do your vote?
uh,
It's up to you. I don't care.
He cut me off, but you can,
I'm
you
sorry.
can answer his
I
question
didn't,
first. I was trying to write down the motion, but
Oh,
you can take care of him first.
the motion is, did a violation occur, yes or no?
All right, Steve
okay.
made a motion that a yes
Vote would
Vote.
mean that a violation did occur,
by the board means
and a no vote would mean that it did not.
a violation occurred. A no vote means,
It did not occur.
okay, I just want to get this right. Steve made a motion that a vote of yes by the board means a violation occurred.
Mm-hmm.
A vote of no means no violation occurred.
Correct.
Okay, then you can have a second and a discussion.
I haven't had a second yet.
Okay, so the motion is, Steve made a motion that a vote of yes by the board means a violation occurred. A vote of no means no violation occurred.
Is there a second to the motion?
I'll second that.
Okay, so a motion's been made and seconded. There is a motion on the floor. Discussion pertaining to the motion. Just a minute.
No, I'm clear.
Are you all
Clear.
set? Barry?
It's not just the violation of 1 VSA 312 that a quorum was discussing business.
What is VSA 312?
VSA 312.
I want it for the video.
Sure. Any adjourned meeting shall be considered a new meeting unless the time and place for the adjourned meeting is announced before the meeting adjourns. So therefore, that was a new meeting. It was not noticed. There's no minutes for it. And that brings in two other laws.
It's not a new meeting.
Okay, we can argue that later, but I just read it to you. Would you like me to read it to you again? It says, this is exactly out of the book. I got the laws in.
That's fine. Yeah.
Okay.
Thank
got 'em
you.
right there,
And
too.
I understand, Barry, so we can
Okay.
continue.
All right.
Yeah.
So so the whole thing is, and what you've already voted, and it's a done deal. I would have liked to remind you.
We haven't voted on
We
anything.
haven't voted yet.
You seconded it, didn't you?
That's a motion.
Motion's made.
That's what I mean. I call it a vote. Sorry.
Well, it's not a vote.
terminology. Okay.
You can't have discussion unless you have a motion.
Okay. A motion.
It's been made.
All right. Okay. That's the motion has been made. I'm sorry.
And
I
then
call
there
it a
would be
vote.
no discussion if there wasn't a second to it. It would have died right there.
Okay. Well,
Motion's
His-
been made and seconded.
Oh, good.
Discussion
Good.
to the
Okay.
motion.
okay. So the next step is, I'm not trying to start trouble. There's many more violations here that are on, I might call gray, but the whole thing is, other things is the lack of accountability. I mean, there was questions
Aren't we
asked.
talking about the motion, not anything else?
Well, it's a whole complaint, I do believe.
If you don't want to
No.
hear it, it's fine by
We're
me.
talking about the motion that Steve made. If there was a violation that occurred.
Okay, I'll stick to the motion. I am going to I'm going to file for Superior Court because I believe that there's a lot of our reasons, that's dead on. I mean, the majority of the motion, I mean, the open meeting laws that actually go through a court and a judge finds for the defendant is just these type. They're very strict on transparency. There is a nationwide awareness, and I believe that a judge is going to find probably that it was an inadvertent action, and I believe he he will force you to do my cure. Now, my question is, it would have been before you made the motion, because I don't think you can take that back. Is it easier to go through a Superior Court trial? Now, this is a trial. This is 12-man jury, voir dire, pick the jurors.
Not in Vermont.
Huh?
Not in Vermont. Not for this type of thing. It'll be heard by a judge.
Possibly, but still, there'll be the voir dire, there'll be discovery, there'll be a lot of work. You will be questioned, all three of you, under oath, and you know, you'll have to talk to your lawyer. You can't just go in there like small claims court. I'm sure you've seen trials and you
I
know.
work in a courthouse.
Yeah, I know.
What goes on.
Okay, I know, I realize it. But my question is it easier to go and be stubborn and say, this is the way I think it is, or would it have been easier to just schedule a meeting and go over some of the details of the ambulance contract, which I feel weren't not totally accountable because of these things? I'm not trying to start trouble. I want transparency on this ambulance contract, and we're not getting it. And people are going to vote, and they don't even know what the hell's going on. They just know it's on the warning. That is my whole issue. I'm not trying to start trouble. There's been a transparency issue for 3 years that I've been here.
I disagree with that. I don't think there has been.
Okay, that's all right. You can disagree. Then we're at odds on that one.
And-
But I mean,
and Barry,
right now,
what's on the town agenda is not just to vote a figure. It is also, do we enter into a contract with Newport Ambulance for X number of dollars that allows for discussion of the contract with the people. So if the people have an issue with the contract, they need to come to town meeting and they need to ask the questions. The representatives from Newport Ambulance will be there, the select board will be there, and all the residents. The discussion can occur, everybody will then know, and a vote will be taken. And it either is yes on the contract or no on the contract.
I'll make it very simple. Very simple. There was, in my opinion, and you know, it's kind of dead on, a violation of the open meeting law, the statute. I said it was dead on. It meets the criteria to the letter. And I feel because of that, the discussion could not continue on to get details of the ambulance contract. So I reserve the right to bring it before a Superior Court judge. I'm not doing it. You've made your mind up. I've made my mind up. All I need now is your name and mailing addresses so I can file it. I didn't want to do this, but you know, it's been going on for 3 years. We've been going on. I've had two other complaints, but you said you didn't do anything. But this one, I don't think you're going to make it through. I think it's going to cause problems. It's going to cause going to all the court, and then a judge is going to say, he probably won't give you the fine or anything. I doubt it, because he'll consider it inadvertent, that you really didn't really know, because that's the way I'm looking at it. You don't know the laws well enough, and you haven't. Have you ever looked at case law and see what happens actually in some of these cases? Yeah, so you don't know. So he may say that, but I am guessing he's going to make you do the cure. Give me a meeting and just discuss some of the details. As I said before, and it's on the complaint, a lot of things was misleading information, perhaps because you didn't know it, and in contradictions, conjecture. It made me dizzy. That, you know, and I got no straight answers. Now I just wanted a meeting to discuss these things. I'm not trying to get you in trouble, but you've made it possible in only one way possible I can get this meeting is to bring it to Superior Court. So, okay, see you in court.
All right,
So you're gonna
now,
vote?
motion is on the floor, has been seconded. Any further discussion?
I'm done. I need names and addresses, please, of all three of you before I leave.
All those in favor, or a yes vote will mean that a violation did occur. A no vote means that it did not. All those in favor signify by saying yes. Those opposed, no. No.
No.
So it's unanimous no. Now, in the interest, as Barry has said, he would like the information, questions and stuff. So in the interest of keeping this out of the judicial system,
It's too late. Too late.
I think,
Too late.
no,
By law, it's too late. It's going.
I don't care, it can go. I'm saying to you, right now, in the interest of keeping it out of the judicial system, I am prepared to answer your questions on your alleged violation.
You have to because it's on the
right.
agenda.
You have 4 of them on there.
I'm not prepared to do that today. I cannot do it today.
That's what this meeting's
That's
about.
what the meeting's
No, no,
for,
no.
Barry.
Yeah, it
The
is.
agenda-
No, it isn't. No, it is not. The law says if you deny and you voted already, it's over. The next step is court. If you had said yes, then we could talk, but we cannot talk now because
This is
and not only that, I need it done in the 14-day period, not today. I am not. It's not a cure we're doing today. This is a compromise, and I'm not willing to make a compromise.
it says on here, cure brought forth by Barry.
When it's denied, there's no cure. You denied it. You
I-
can't have. You want to read the? I got the thing here. That's the way it moves.
Then
You
let-
denied it. We're
let-
done. We're
Let
done.
the record show for the people and anybody watching this, unless you turn it off because it is your machine.
No, I don't want to turn it
Let
off.
the record show that the select board was willing to talk to you about your issues that you had. And you have denied those issues and would rather deal with them in the judicial system. That's fine with us. This is America. You can do what you want. I'm just bringing forth that we are prepared to answer those questions for you. Now, if you want to go to a judge and have them answer them for you, that's fine too.
I wanted a cure. You've denied my cure by denying it. You've denied the cure. If you had said yes, we would have set up a cure, which I would have a meeting within the next 14 days. I'd come up with an agenda of things I want to ask in front of the people and tell the people this is going to be information. That's the only way it works. You've denied it. It's over.
In your eyes.
And no, we are taking
you
this.
guys like to address those cures?
We can, if Barry wants to film us, we can go through those 1 through 4 and have that discussion.
Well, I'll tell you what.
Yes.
You can have it. I'm leaving because you're making your own laws up now. I needed the cure within 14
Is that
days.
still
The
playing
law.
or did you turn it off?
Oh, I got it. I still got it. I
Okay.
still got
'Cause
it.
I mean, you leave it playing for your purpose, but you don't leave it playing for ours.
No, because you've just made your own laws up. You're bending the rules. You know, it said, if you deny it, it's over. Then the next step is to go to a judge. If you said yes and said maybe this is inadvertent, we really didn't understand it. That's how it puts you in
Did
neutral
you get a copy
territory.
of the agenda today?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look, you can't have a cure if you deny it. That's the way it works. Which I got the law here. You want me to read it to you?
No, it's fine.
10 days to respond. You responded. Now, you can't have a cure if you respond negative.
You asked them to respond to the complaint and cure. It's very clear right here.
No, it says,
It
no,
says complaint and cure alleged open meeting law violations.
because
So
that's the form, that's
So
the
you're
protocol of the document. You have to put the complaint in the cure.
Right,
There's
so
a
you're
compl-
asking the select board.
No, I'm not
to
asking.
vote.
It's just a title. That is a title which tells you what is in the document, which is the protocol. I'm not asking you. I ask you by asking you for the meeting. Well, you can argue these things. We're going to do this for a judge, and the laws will be straightened out. There'll be no conjecture, because that's what this is. You're taking the law and you're putting in it. You want to try again and vote again and just do the damn cure and just discuss it. That's all I'm looking for is information. The Superior Court is a pain in the ass. I don't want to do it either. But if this is the only way I can get this information, which, like I said in there, most select boards would give information
We
about
thought we were
something
gonna
you're
do
worth
that
for
now.
$46,000.
I thought we were going to do that now.
Right.
You can't do it now. You've denied it. You've denied it.
That's your opinion.
Can I please read the law?
No. No,
Okay,
don't need
you don't
to
want
read the
me to
law.
read the law. It says
Nope.
you have 10 days to act or not. You act. And then you get 14 days for the cure. If you act, or whatever it is, if you deny it, the cure is off the table. And now you're saying, let's discuss it. I don't want to discuss it because the laws.
I'm not discussing. You have brought up 4 items which you say
Right.
would have been a cure if we had
It cannot be
seen-
a cure now.
if we had seen a violation of the open meeting law. We have not seen a
Okay,
violation of the
okay,
open meeting
I'm
law.
done. I'm
But
I'm done.
what we saw and what's prompted you to put this forth is that you thought there was a violation of open meeting law. What was occurring is discussion between 2 board members and 2 residents of the town.
It was a quorum. It wasn't noticed. It wasn't. There was no. Do you have minutes for that?
Yes, we do.
Well, Stu, you can't. It wasn't noticed.
That is the
Wasn't
gray
noticed.
area of the
Well,
open
we'll see about
meeting
that.
law.
We'll see that. And that's
Okay.
why we have to go before a judge because
So-
we can't agree. People go to court when they can't agree, and right then and there, when you go into a judge, they don't like that you can't work it out. That's against you right away.
No,
We can't work it out.
Can work it out. You are having an issue right now trying to work it out.
Okay, I'll tell you what. If you want to schedule a meeting in the next 14 days and allow me to ask as many questions as I need to ask and without stopping the meeting, I'll go for it. I won't bring it to court. But that's the only, I'm not doing it now. I'll tell you why I'm not doing it now. Because I have to go through and go through the tapes and stuff and see what questions I needed answered. I didn't do that today because I didn't know what you were going to decide, which you didn't. If you want to go that way, I'll do it. That way only. Next 14 days, it's a little, this is a gray area, me offering this to you, but it's showing goodwill. I'm not doing it today because I'm not prepared and I got a lot of questions and it's going to take an hour to 2 hours and the people are going to be noticed and all we're going to discuss is the details of the ambulance contract, a little about the conflict of interest, which was part of it, discussion, if you don't cut me off and shut me up and you allow a decent discussion, off the table, no court. It's up to you. Not asking for too much. Next 14 days.
Do you have a copy of the ambulance contract now?
That's all I have to say.
Yes or no?
Yes or no? Do you want to do the meeting in 14 days? Yes or no?
No,
That's the
we're here now, right now.
If that's fine, you won't do it. I'm offering you a way out of this, even though I don't have to.
No, I'm offering to answer your questions right
No,
now during a
I'm not ready.
during a
I'm not prepared. I needed that 14-day period, which is the law. I needed that. I was depending on that. If you don't want to do it,
let the record show that the select board was willing to address the 4 issues that Barry had brought forth. He is not prepared to discuss those issues at this time.
and let the record show as well, the open meeting laws, I haven't got them here. I don't want to take the time. Let the record show that I did offer him to do a cure, even though it's not how it should be done by law. I offered the cure. I just needed a scheduled meeting so I could be prepared and get these questions answered. For the record, he doesn't want to do that. He wants it his way and bend the law to his own means. And I am willing to take this off the table and not file a complaint if they would just schedule a meeting to answer many unanswered questions. And that's that. If you say no, I walk out. I file tomorrow morning. At 9 o'clock, I'll be at the Orleans court. I'm not dicking around anymore.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Okay. Bye now.
Bye. Let the record show Barry's walking out with the camera playing. Now, do you guys